Woo! Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Woo! How you doing, everybody? I'm going to show off this Fender American Professional Strat in Mercury. It's like a silver burst, right? This is a Fender American Professional. Man, this is a cool guitar. I pulled this out of the closet, man. And yeah, how y'all doing? Yes, indeed. So anyway, yeah, I just pulled that out of the closet. It's a super cool guitar. I am here. It is Saturday night. And Nam Yo Renge Kyo. Let's have some fun, yo. You know what I'm saying? Bad Brad here on a Saturday night. Dude. Salute, dude. Peyton. Royd Race says, Mike Holmes, get the donuts, bro. Dude, I remember, how you doing, Red? How you doing? I remember Pauly Shore used to say in his comedy routine, if you leave the donuts around, I'm gonna glaze them. Talking about girls that would leave their girlfriends, around his house. Saturday night's all right, bro. So I'm gonna crack open this Red Bull. I've got a brief respite. The kids and the kid and the wife went to finish shopping. We went shopping earlier today. Paul, how you doing? Scott, how you doing? The Wheeze, bro. Chilling with the Wheeze. Right on. Red Velvet Pancakes next. Right on. If you know, you know. You know, you know. Where is the Van Halen poster? Well, Chris, I mixed it up a little bit in here. I'm trying some different things. I've got this, it's basically a spare bedroom that I'm keeping my stuff in and shooting my videos in. And I've got a whole wall on the other side of all my different posters and things. Some of them I had too much stuff going on. The guitar is gone also. There's all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I've been shifting things around to give a fresh look. I figured for a little while, I'll put the albums up for all the people who say, you've never done anything, you're nobody. So yeah, that stuff's up. I'm gonna swap it out from time to time and you'll see different stuff up on the wall. It just keeps things fresh. It keeps it for me too, to just come in and just have a different vibe when you walk in. I didn't have I forgot to turn the lava lamp on, so that's kind of sitting idle, but we still got our move, our mood going, make room for the first YouTube plaque. Yes, I am. That's going to be the most, I think, valuable thing I've ever achieved if I make it to the 100,000 plaque, because that I will know I 100% did myself. Yeah, with the wife and Mia helped a little bit. Bad Brad hair dryer. Dude, my hair. So I'll give you a story about the hair. Who was that said that? Ricky. So Ricky, we went to this mall down the street, right? And they had a Paul Mitchell, but it was a school, but they were cutting hair. And I said, man, let me go see if I can just find some rocker, chick in there or something that that can cut my hair. Just take some of this weight off the top. I mean, look, if I was playing a gig and needed to rock it out, let me tell you, look at this. This is what you do, dude. You put a little product in the top, bro, and you tweeze it out, bro. You totally tweeze it. You squeeze into some skinny jeans, bro. You put on some spiky bracelets, bro. And yeah, I'm back in the game. But here's the thing. It was a school, right? And I told him, I said, look, I'm an old dude. I'm an old dude with way too much hair. But do you have somebody here that can give me a rock and roll, choppy, layered cut? And they were like, well, I think we have somebody, but they're not available now, and we're closing in like 20 minutes. So yeah, everybody hit that like button. We got 43 people in there. How's that? Woo! Woo! So yeah, so we're back from doing that. And yeah, man, chop. Yeah, I wanted to get a little chop today. Take some of the weight off the top. Because, man, look, it's a lot to have to deal with, every day. And, dude, I don't, you know what? I'm as sober as a church mouse. But I've got that like Saturday night feeling. You ever had that where it feels like a Saturday night, man? Pork chop, bro. Which one got cut? None of them got cut, Slow, because I couldn't get in there. They didn't have anybody. I have yet to find. I always try and find I had one in Nashville for many years. What do I have lined up for tomorrow? Well, Chris, depending on what is going on, the interview tomorrow, I'm going to probably air the Mike Arturi, drummer for the Love and Spoonful, and Gary Lewis and the Playboys, with excellent stories about Chuck Berry and being on the road and Ainsley Dunbar and all this cool stuff. That is going to air tomorrow morning. I've had that one on in the member section. Rockstar members get access to all the interviews before they're released to the public. And so, yeah, I'm going to probably air that in the morning, unless I think that's the next one to air. I've got the Keith Howland, guitar player for Chicago for 27 years. That one is in the member section. If you're a rock star member of my channel, you get early access to the interviews. So somebody, K-Dog, you ever experienced wildfires when you were in LA? Yes, K-Dog. I can remember, and I think I told this before, but I can remember being out in LA, and it's a similar situation. They were not trimming things, and you can take that how you were, but we were out in LA. My dad came out for like a 4-day weekend or something like that. And I was there, had a girlfriend at the time, and my dad was coming to town, and we were going to hang with him and party and, hang in LA. But he gets to town, and I lived out in the valley then, and man, it was so much smoke in the air, like you couldn't breathe. And my dad got there, and I just said, man, let's get the hell out of here. Let's just drive to Vegas. We got a car, and we could take my car and go to Vegas. So we left LA and went and partied in Vegas for a weekend. And I think we went to Vegas for one night, and it was so packed in Vegas that weekend, maybe because of the fires, that we opted to drive to, what's that area in Arizona where it's like a river in between and there's these casinos and you take the boat? What's the name of that place? Who knows the answer to that question? What is the name of that? What is the name of that town? It's in Arizona. It's a gambling town. Laughlin. Yes, Mike. So we drove to Laughlin, and my dad said, "Hey, let's go. Why don't we go to this Laughlin place?" And there were tons of rooms, and it was just something different. It was just like, hey, Vegas is it's crazy. We could only get like one room for like one night, and there were three of us, and we all wanted our own rooms. My dad said, well, hey, if we go to Laughlin, I can get two rooms and and all this. So did you stop and see the Bonnie and Clyde car in Laughlin? No, I did not. But Laughlin, I guess it's semi run down now, but it was decent at the time. I mean, I used to kind of like to go there, but man, it's been a lot of years since I've been there, so it is what it is. Having a little Red Bull, learning about Cuba. Let's get the thumbs up. Hey, Freddie B. Yeah, well, hey, and I feel the same way. I'm semi run down. But you know what? I tell you, the cool thing about Laughlin is that river, and they've got a boat that'll take you from casino to casino, and you pay like one fee, and you could ride the boat all up and down the river and bounce from casino to casino. That's kind of cool. Went to the spot where Bonnie and Clyde were killed. Wow, Chris. Very cool. Yes, Freddie B, we're glad to have you here. We're glad to have Dave here. We're glad to have Paul here. We're glad to have Mike here. It's the last Saturday of January, if I'm not mistaken. Am I correct, senors? I believe it is. But man, there has been a lot of stuff going on. All the NAMM show stuff. What's up, Davey? Good to see you as well. Man, all the NAMM stuff is going on. And then, have you heard Marshall has been bought? Marshall Amps has been bought by a private equity company. And everybody is saying what they always say when there's a private equity company, that it's going to get run into the ground. I don't know. What do you guys think? Are they going to destroy the iconic Marshall amps? Boy, that would kind of suck. That would kind of suck, man, because that for a long time, dude, going to a concert and seeing the wall of Marshalls, that was like, Mesa's now owned by Gibson. And I don't know if Gibson's owned by private equity or not, but everything is changing, man. Everything. Good evening, Sydney. Glad to have you here. Everything is changing. Now, Friedman Amps has a Jose amp, which is cool. I think that's really cool that he reached out to Jose's daughter and kind of paying tribute to his dad. It's a semi-limited like amp that has all of the Jose mods in it. That's pretty cool. Kmart is toast. Sears is toast. Macy's. I think we went to a Macy's today, and that seemed like it's on its last legs. Rhythm, okay, Trippy, let's see what you got. Trippy usually has good questions. Rhythm guitarists, are they essential in a metal band? You hear about lists for the best lead guitarist, the best bass guitarist, but not so much about rhythm. I think rhythm guitar is probably the most important thing in a metal band. You could have Metallica without the lead guitar, right? James Hetfield, right? His and then let me know, because I'm not a Metallica freak, but from what I have heard, largely the only thing Kirk Hammett played on a lot of those albums is the solos. But all those super tight rhythms that carried that band, that's all Hetfield, and he would double himself. So, I mean, maybe on later albums, Hammett played some rhythm guitar and some different stuff, but from the most part, it's all Hetfield. All of those riffs, nobody's walking away humming a Metallica solo. They're humming bam 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 bam, don't that 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 that, right? It's the riffs. And I think Hammett though wrote boom boom dee doo boom, right? So he's played an iconic part in that band. But it's the riffs. Malcolm Young is just as important as Angus Young. Yes, Sam. Malcolm we're like minds, right? Clever minds think alike. Yeah, Malcolm was so important to that band and a driving force of hammering out those chords. You know, so yeah, Malcolm. And look, man, if it's a metal band like Dokken or Van Halen or one of those bands where it's one guitar player, well, that one guitar player has got to be nailing the rhythm parts when it's time to play the rhythm parts. It's got to nail them to the wall. And Eddie Van Halen was great at cranking out those riffs and sneaking in some cool licks in between. He was great at that. A great underestimated rhythm player was Eddie Van Halen. Edward Van Halen, man. Want to party like Van Halen in '84, man. Woo! Woo! So it's Saturday night. Marshall's now private equity. Have your parents on so we can thank them for you. Oh, Cece, thank you so much. I thought about when my mom came to visit on Christmas Eve. I thought about, maybe I should film a little segment with her. But she's going through memory issues these days, and that's a tough thing to do. And I just don't want to. I don't want to put her through that. That's why I didn't do it. I just thought it's all kind of overwhelming now, and just keeping her focused and knowing what day it was and knowing who you are and all of that. It would be cool. But and my dad is mentally very strong, but he's got physical issues, and he's still up in Tennessee. So and it's tough, man. It's tough. It'd be too much. It'd be too much I think, to put either one of them through that. Yeah, exactly, Mike. It's tough, man, because just recently, I don't think my mom. Hey, Phoenix, how you doing, brother? My mom is at the point now where you can send her a text message or a thing on the phone, and I don't even think she has her phone on her anymore. I don't even think I don't get a random call on the phone. I used to be able to talk to her every couple days, and now it's just like I send message to her phone and I don't hear anything. So I'd have to call her husband, John, to get a hold of her. And I know he's probably got his own, stuff to deal with, but I am going to go see them. I'm going to go see my mom and John soon. And I need to get back to Tennessee and see my dad. And that's really, I don't have any vacations planned or trips to do anything but go see them. I don't have any aspirations to go on vacation or anything, although I do, while I'm down here, I do want to go to Key West. I want to, do the Key West thing, even though I'm not drinking anymore. Bad Brad live from Nashville. I could do a live from Nashville. That would be cool. I don't know where I could do that though, and it would be like I'd be able to air something, like where it would look like it was Nashville. Speaking of amps, are you still full on live amp guy? Or are you now a digital backpacker with your entire rig inside a pedal unit? Well, Sam, Um, Once I moved here to Florida, I haven't done a gig since I left Nashville. When I was in Nashville, I was 99% bringing something that would spit some sound out. Now, I had switched to a Quilter Aviator Mach 3 because I didn't want to lug around a heavy amp anymore. So the tube amps that I had, and I used to have a bunch of them, I started leaving those at home and carrying the Quilter. It was super light. I know it's solid state. It's not digital, but it was solid state, and I would hear a difference, especially in overdriven tones. Some nights I'd be like, man, this is a good sound, and other nights it would be 90% of the way there, but there was a difference. And I used to try. Oh wow, Trippy is in the Tampa area. Very cool. Trippy, what do you play? What instrument do you play? Yeah. So yeah. So answer that question. Oh wow, very cool. You're just below Chattanooga. Oh, you're a mile from interstate. All right, Chris. All right. That sounds cool. I have no idea when I'm going to get to do all these things because I'm just navigating life here now. Oh, well, I don't, I can't divulge my exact location, Paul. I am in the Tampa area, and that's as close as I care to share online. And I just, you know, and look, if we end up having, a meetup and we get a gig or we get a big enough group of people that want to come to Tampa sometime and throw a gig, or maybe we go up to Jacksonville or whatever. If we get this channel to that point, it could be a situation where Trippy comes and everybody comes and has a little jam somewhere. That might be a cool thing. But Laney 6-watt tube amp for 600. Yeah, that's a little expensive. Speaking of amps, how about the PV Decade 2 TOO? Have you guys seen that? $299 solid state retro looking PV amp. That's an interesting looking amp. I like seeing the stuff from my childhood. So I'm tempted to see. Yeah, Mike, you'd have to play. Mike would have. In fact, Mike. You play the whole show, and then I'll get up at the end of the night and do woolly bully with everybody, right? Because I don't want to be working at my own show, sir. Sir, please don't make me work at my own show. If you have any regrets in your professional career, Tina Honeycutt, okay. Yeah, PV has a musician combo, and it looks like the old thing. It's 6L6, and it's got like a channel with the 3-band EQ, the silver knobs, and then a channel you could plug in and use like their preamp pedals that they have. I haven't been able to figure out the price on that. I just like the look of. I just like seeing things from my past. Just like I have a Fender Vibrolux Reverb Silverface back there, and I almost like the Silverface better because it reminds me of the '70s when I was a kid. So, oh, your bass player has a TKO. Watch your NAM. Oh, thank you, Slow. Yeah, man, I think they've got some cool stuff this year, and I didn't see the. There's some stuff that I've found in watching the videos. I watch everybody. I watch Anderton's. Anderton's has been really on top of it this year. So thank you, CC. Thank you. So yeah, that's the deal with that stuff. Delicious. That's delicious. All right, we got 77 people in here. Let's get the thumbs up. Let's get the thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up. So, yeah, man, less strings on a bass. What's up, Kenny? Gen Xer, all right. Been watching your channel. Remember the movie Crossroads? Yes, I remember that. That was a big movie. I think that came out when I was a senior in high school. I can remember renting that at the video store. And I remember like putting the Steve Vai, playing that Steve Vai section over and over again. And not just the notes that Steve Vai played. And of course, I tried to figure out the notes before I had a tab. I tried to hear what he was doing, but it was more advanced than what I could play at the time. But more importantly, the character that Steve Vai played, the swaggering, lanky, almost drunken kung fu style guitar player that takes a swig of his bottle, sizes somebody up, and then proceeds to just put it in their face. That's probably one of the, and sold his soul. Yes, we will say that. He is the devil's progeny. And he's living that. He's living that lifestyle. Whereas the young kid, the innocent kid, but they've got the devil's guy he's got to have the potions and the outfit and the swagger and all that stuff. And that's an iconic character. There's something about that. You could almost use that to teach somebody about stage presence. That's almost like playing a character, becoming that guy, being that freewheeling, put it in your face kind of guitar player that's, ultimately loses. Why? Because we know, maybe not because he was blown away that night, but we know the path that Steve Vai's character would go on would be a darker end. And the kid is still a fresh-faced kid. So that's some philosophy about the film Crossroads. I think it's an interesting story, and I've got a video in my channel about musicians selling their soul. What movie is what made me want to play guitar? That movie is what? Very cool, Kelly. It was iconic at the time, and I would say that movie was equally as important as Van Halen videos for making me want to go out to California. Seeing Steve Vai with a Charvel guitar and a Floyd Rose and leather pants and doing the shreddy thing, you just go, man, that's it. That's it. No, not what what's his name, Karate Kid, Ralph Macchio is doing, but Steve Vai. That is it. That's the winner of he may have slightly faltered in the contest in the movie, but yeah, he's the winner. He's the winner of that. Was that 86, Trippy? Is that when that came out? So I was headed to LA literally just after that came out. I was 18 or 19 years old then. Exactly, CB. We've danced. You might dance with the devil, but you've got to at some point go, I'm tapping out, mate. You're on your own. And you leave that bastard alone. They say that, Michael. That would be a great movie, Paganini. What if they did a Paganini movie and the beginning of the film is like Yngwie in a darkened Gothic room and he's playing, his thing. And some kid goes, wow, that's amazing, Yngwie. Where did you learn that? And he goes, I learned it from a legend. Now, hey, Ted, I learned it from a legend. However Yngwie talks, right? He was a great, violinist of the 16th century or whatever it is, and then start to tell and narrate the story of Paganini. Now, tell me If people know the story of this guy, Paganini was a guy that people thought had sold his soul, right? He was light years better than everybody else as far as technical ability. And he was a freak, right? Now, I can only imagine that Paganini was a rock star back in those days. I can only imagine he was a rock star, but was probably shunned because he played the devil's note at times, right? And some of those caprices, man, it's deep. Yes. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you could have, if you'd have not waited so long for Yngwie, but you know what? Yngwie's at that older age now where he could be like the man educating the young kid about Paganini and then telling his story. And look, if you couldn't get Yngwie for the movie, you could certainly get some other neoclassical guitarist or a guy pretending to be a neoclassical guitarist, telling the story about where this music came from. And of course, it came from Bach, it came from Mozart, it came from those other guys as well. But the shred of it, the fast, fleet-fingered Paganini runs, the arpeggios, which ultimately became sweep-picked because that was the only way to get it out that quickly. If you tried to alternate pick that stuff, it doesn't work. That would be an amazing film because obviously they would probably touch it up, but I'm sure Paganini loved and lost. I'm sure he had women in every town, but he probably had one that really tugged at his heart, and he probably lost that one, and he probably died penniless. I can almost guarantee it without even reading the story. So that would be, if it was done right, like the Amadeus movie. What was that movie with the guy that was the competing composer and Mozart or whatever that movie? That would be an amazing film. That would be a legendary film. And you know what? We haven't had a film about real music for a long time. Yeah, we've had the rockumentaries, and we've had the Queen film and Rocket Man and all this kind of stuff. But man, I'm talking about something gritty, something old school, taking us back into an earlier time. Because look, man, if you think that the rock stars of today were the only guys living like animals and bouncing from, girl to girl and drinking too much and all that, dude, they were doing all Amadeus. That's it, Mike. They were doing all that stuff back then, probably even worse because they didn't have hot showers, mate. Imagine not being able to wash yourself properly. All you've got is an old rag and a chamber pot to rinse yourself. Cleanse thyself, sir. Cleanse thyself and cast ye demons out, sir. The foul odor emanating from your region, sir, is rancid, sir. Paganini, you savage. Rinse thyself, sir. Yeah, he probably, that's the thing, man. That kind of stuff, Jack, and I'm not going to say it, that stuff was rampant, dude. And it was eating, they can see like it had eaten like people's brains back in the day. Their brains were riddled with it. Paganini, you will perform tonight, whether you like it or not, sir. Thou shalt play tonight. And Paganini, it's just like the Elvis movie, rewritten. And Paganini is cowering and he's sick and he's frail. But I can't go on tonight. I can't. You will play. I have a contract, Paganini. Paganini goes out on that stage and attempts to live his past one last time. And he collapses. He collapses and sweat profusely down his face. And the audience gasps in horror. And the stage manager, Paganini, rise or cast thee out. And he is unable to perform. And he is cast out into the street. His violin cast with him cracks as it lands on the cobblestone streets. Tell me that's not a story. Tell me that's not a story, bro. That is a story. I would pay to see that movie. Hollywood, call me. I got the whole thing written. It's all up in my head. Yesterday, McCartney implored the British government to protect artists with updated copyright law. Trippy, I would love it if they'd kick us some bucks. Hey, Spotify. Hey, how about, you know what? Everybody's trying to get stuff fixed, and everybody's trying to get their houses and stuff fixed. And once everybody gets their fix, how about somebody, and I'm not going to name names, but somebody fix the music business so my royalty check is at least enough to get a cheeseburger, sir? Could I please get a royalty for my few hundred streams, sir, so I can buy myself a sandwich, sir? Jody, I have at times. I watch a little bit of everybody on here. Hey, Earl, glad to have you here. Hollywood is closed, dude. Is Hollywood closed these days? Is that what is it like that, Mike? I will have to check out that movie. That I'll like that movie. Well, I'll tell you what, Chris, we value music. Everybody in this room, and there's 88 people in here, and this is just a baby YouTube channel that one day is going to grow up and be a big kid. And you guys are all part of this. And I thank you and salute every one of you for being here. Because the reality is, man, you know what? I can remember putting out videos on this channel and I'm sitting in the chat waiting to talk to somebody and there's nobody in there. I remember those days, dude. And I remember building it. I salute you, sir, because we care about music, sir. Hits the thumbs up. Don't be a dumb yup. Hit that thumbs up. Watch the red violin. I'll say it again. Okay, I need to see that. Yeah, and I've watched the Believer Fever, Mike, and I've chosen to kind of stay out of that whole thing. And it is what it is. I don't have a problem with any of those gentlemen, and let them have their, want a gig? Get the wig, bro. What I need to do is I need to get a little hair tie, and then I could do the Dr. Seuss, right? I had the sprig coming down, bro. Totally. Cha-cha-cha-chia. Watch, I'll get demonetized for that. That one little snippet of melody, right? So I need to do the Dr. Seuss, bro. They are the best, Mike. Those are the best. So, man, you know what? Let's get those thumbs up. And look, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel because we're almost at 12,000 followers. We're almost at 12,000 followers. And I'm going to remind everybody that every morning at 8 a.m., we got a new video. Tomorrow morning, I've got a great interview with Mike Arturi from the Lovin' Spoonful and Gary Lewis and the Playboys, and played with Chuck Berry. And that's going to be a great interview, a guy I worked with and toured with, and that's going to air tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. And I believe it's like 50 minutes, and we'll be all up tomorrow morning chatting and yucking it up and having a good time. And yeah, I've had this one. I've had these interviews now. If you're a member, if you're a rock star member of this channel, then you get early access to whatever interviews I have in the pipeline, and you get to hear this stuff before everybody else. Yeah, Kenny, those guys, but they're just all going back and forth with it. I just, it gets a little weird. So that's why I'm staying out of that stuff. I did it for the Wookiee, I did it for the cookie, and then sometimes you get a little nookie. That's what I'm trying to say. So don't be looky. What was your first band's name? That's a good question. I think it was Attic Black. Attic Black. Or no, it was the Revolvers. The Revolvers, named after the Beatles album. And the drummer and the bass player were brothers, two Italian brothers that had moved from like up east and had moved to Virginia. And the bass player had a Rickenbacker Black 4001 and played it through a little Supro like a guitar amp or something like that. Thank you. Wolfie, that's what I'm trying to do. Hey, I'm drinking life, brother. But I am having a Red Bull. And look, it's like I'm like a kid that I don't get to talk like this and tell backstage stories and stuff because I'm Mr. Mom every day. I'm taking care of the kid and the family, and every now and then I get to go over here and I'm churning out videos. I shot 2 videos today on my walk. So I did 2 walk and talks, because that was the only time that I had today where I could even get anything done. A Red Bull or 3. There you go. So yeah, so that's where I'm at, bro. I haven't had a drink in a long time. Other than making videos, what is the future of music? Man, the future of music is technology, whether we want to realize it or not. And I think the video that I put out this morning, it didn't do anything. Look, if you want to help this channel out and you don't want to spend any money, go watch the VR guitar, whatever video I put out this morning. Because what I figured out in that video is they're going to combine virtual reality headsets or glasses or whatever, and they're going to combine it with AI, right? And AI will be AI musicians, and they may be, simulated musicians. You might be able to go, give me a jazz keyboard player, a funk bass player, and a rock fusion drummer, and that's my band. Or you can mix it up in any common. Give me a classical pianist and a jazz upright bass player and a funk drummer. You can combine all these AI models, and you'll be able to put your VR headsets on and plug in whatever your sound device is, and you'll be able to jam with this virtual band in your thing. That is the future. You want to know the future? That's my prediction of what a lot of people will be doing, and you might be able to probably broadcast that. Imagine if I had that set up and I had it on my screen, and I'm able to jam with this band, and I give them the chord charts and whatever, and they're jamming and they're kind of reacting using AI, and I'm jamming and playing in front of the camera. There's going to be stuff like that. Look, here's the deal. It's only soulless until the human being enters the room. So if I'm playing over an AI, whether I was playing with drum machines back in the day, as long as I was playing bass or guitar or both and singing, it was as human as it needed to be, But yeah, look, if it's only machines playing, then yeah, I'd say it is soulless. Freddie. Look, Freddie, pretty much all the albums that I put out that I did, whether they were projects, And one of them we got a record deal out of. Another one we got won some indie rock award way back in the day. And then like the Stone Padre stuff with the drummer from Nickelback and singer from American Idol. Those were all recorded at home. And we would fly. Now, the earlier albums, I would go over to a dude's house with an amplifier in my car, and he would mic up the amp. And we were it was semi old school, but everything was kind of recorded a piece at a time. And that's just the more efficient way to do it. If we couldn't afford to do anything decent where we're, my thing is this, if I'm playing on somebody else's record and it's a Nashville session and they just want to spit it out and rush it, how did I release it, Freddie? Very easy. You can release it on CD Baby, pay a flat fee, and they'll put out your album and they'll put it on whatever platform you want. I don't know how much it costs per album. You'd have to go to their cdbaby.net, or you could use DistroKid. And I've actually used both of those. I think I prefer CD Baby, but they all have their benefits and losses. But here's the thing, man. Until you build a following, until you could put the stuff out there, and there's a ton of stuff. There's like, 1 million songs every day getting released. But until you have a following that's going to listen to it, you're going to put it out there, and you'll be lucky if you get 5 listens. So that's just how it is, man. I mean, it's easy to put stuff out, and it's cost effective. But here's the thing, man. The minute you spend even $100 hiring somebody or mixing, so how do you get it noticed? Well, I'll tell you what, Freddie. One way to get it noticed is to build a huge YouTube presence. So right now, I've got a small YouTube presence. So I would need to build this channel up to probably 1 million. I'll just say 1 million. And I would say if I build this channel up to 1 million, I would still probably be lucky to get 50 to 75,000 streams out of the millions of fans or subscribers that I have on my channel. But here's something I noticed, even for my small channel and where it's at right now. Because I'm doing this channel and people are starting to pay attention and start to enjoy the stories and stuff that I tell, there are people that are going and checking out my old music. There's people that are going and watching the old videotape, video footage that's on my channel of my band Shock and Boy Elroy and that stuff. There's people going and checking out stuff that I've done in the past because I'm on here telling the story. And look, I'd be the same way. If somebody's telling me some wild story about some rock band, yeah, people are doing that. So, Freddie, this could be a path of me eventually putting something out. People go check out Rap Next. People go check out Suitcase Pimps. People go check out Load Song. People go check out Stone Padre. People go listen to my Into the Ether, metal album with, it all kind of promotes your stuff. But, yeah, it doesn't, here's the thing, it doesn't generate enough income to pay for itself. So the reality is this, I would only put out something, I would probably only put out a single at this point in time, because it costs money. And even if I just paid him, get it mixed and mastered, and I've got a guy I've used in the past on the Stone Padre stuff, does an incredible job. It cost me like 150 bucks. I think he's bumped up to 175 now. And he mixes and masters. This guy, usually it's a 2 or 3 week wait because he's got a whole, a line of people waiting to do it. But, it's like spending that money, man, it would take forever for me to get that back. So it becomes an issue of, why do I want to dump? If I want to do a whole album and I need at least a drummer and maybe a couple of supplementary musicians on the side to play on a couple of tracks. Drummer, let's say I pay the drummer 150 bucks, 150 times 10. Let's say we do 10 songs. Well, we're looking at what? 1,000 and whatever bucks that is, 1,400 bucks or 1,300 bucks. And dude, good luck making that back. And that's not including the mixing and mastering. And look, if I knew that I've only mixed and mastered, I've mixed and mastered a couple things and put them out, lo-fi kind of stuff. But I know the best work, if I really want to do something right, I stick to what I do, which is get good guitar sounds, play good parts, write good songs, and I pass it on. I pass the mixing and mastering off to somebody else. So that's, man, it's just not economically makes sense. And I'm trying to get this channel to where it makes economic sense. Right now, I'm lucky if I'm making 5 cents an hour for how much time I put into this, channel. I'm lucky if I'm making 2 cents an hour, if you think about how many hours I'm putting into it. So, and this is a slow month. January is slow, but look, man, we just got through the holidays and people are cold and people are pocketbooks are beat up from Christmas. So I get it, man. I get it. Be happy I'm not working for Nike. Well, I don't know. I don't know how much Nike pays. But yeah, it's a slow month. Yeah, it's perking up, dude. It is perking up. Now let's get those thumbs up. We got 83 people in here, and I'm here and we're having a good night. But man, that is some deep realities about the music business. How hard was it to get your music on the radio? How important were pirate radio and pirate cable channels for metal bands? Well, Trippy, I never was able to get any metal of the stuff I was doing in LA. We never got any radio play. We never got any of that. We got people to the shows because we were just out pounding the pavement and running our mouths and drinking beer and acting like jackanapes in the streets. That's how we. And Mikey was there. Mikey P Funk was out with us, handing out flyers and flirting with girls and all that. Man, having a song on the radio that would have really reached somebody. I don't listen to anybody saying anything, Freddie, and that's a valid point. I see people saying, "Oh, don't do it for the money." But man, you're doing it for something. You're doing it for something. And for me, I'm like, look, man, I can make this work. It might be tight. Look, I'm back to buying Top Ramen. I'm back to buying packs of tuna. And I'm kind of like, when I go out and I make lunch, me and the daughter, and we have some ramen and a little bit of tuna, or I have a peanut butter sandwich for breakfast, I'm back in college mode, bro. And I hear you, P Funk. I hope you feel better, brother. We just, it's salad days again. But that's when you do your best work. How much did you make on your best video from Google Ads? Vagrant, that's a good question. My best video So far, it's still broke on the road. And that video got over 100,000 views. But, largely, most of those views came before my channel was monetized. That video was a huge part in getting this channel to that point. But I have not been able to have the luck to have another 100,000 thing. So I have averaged the highest amount I've made a month. This is for whatever I've put out for that whole month. And you guys know I'll put out a video a day, sometimes 2, sometimes 3. Sometimes I'll just throw a little, like today, I threw a little short out, just a little splice out of one of the videos I put out. And, the most I made in a month was $2,000. And that's putting in, 12, 14-hour days and getting up at 5 in the morning and shooting content and all that. Because, man, it's a grind doing that many days. And then, what was it? And then it's been steadily a little bit down. It's been steadily down. So right now, at the end of this month, I'm at like $1,125 for January. January has been a slow month. Usually Saturday nights, there's people usually tip and all that. I don't care, dude. Look, I'm going to be here regardless, right? But, I know everybody's hurting. It's January, bro. Ace is, man, he is on like bed rest, serious bed rest. That's why I got, Harry, thank you so much, brother. I will buy, thank you, sir. I will buy a sandwich. I appreciate that, brother. That helps so much, man. It's moments like that, Harry, that keep this channel going. Because it is, dude. But look, man, it's always been like this. If you're a musician, it's the same thing. You learn 40 songs and you work 2-3 days to go make your $150 or your $200. Look, I know that the Beatos and the Rhett Shules and whoever else, look, I had a guy that's a bigger channel than mine, and he told me, he says, dude, if you stick with this, you're going to be surprised at what happens. And you know what? He's already right. He's already right, because even though my biggest month was $2,000 for the whole month, and that's not a lot of pay for, that. And then it's, maybe at the end of this month, maybe I'll make $1,400, $1,500. 1,600 maybe, because we're running out of days. It's all paid for a month. But I've got companies sending free guitars, albeit startup companies, younger companies, not as well known companies. But I just had another company reach out the other day. They want to send me a little modeling thing to check out. I believe there is a 1099 or something, Mike. I believe it is. It's all direct deposit through Google. Thank you, Trippy. Hey, man, we're on this journey together. Oh, right on. Who is that? That is Searching for Tone. Thank you, dude. Thank you very much, Searching for Tone. We're all searching for tone. Alicia. Yeah. So Alicia is the wife of a good buddy in Nashville, Michael Fair, a trumpet player and just super nice guy. And we used to always play, gigs. One of my last gig in Nashville, Michael Fair was on the gig. And our friend Scat, who used to book us for all kinds of weddings and corporate parties and all the decent paying gigs, he would always call January and February, because those 2 months are always slow. The parties are over Everybody's putting their nose to the grindstone. Nobody wants to spend any money. And those months were always tough. Yeah. Scat was an awesome dude, man. January and February. And so I just learned in my business, man, whatever I made in December, I knew was going to probably have to carry me through at least 3/4 of the way through January. And if I could get, and look, it wasn't always, there would be some times where, I would have a good January. I mean, I think that whole Eric Church arena tour, I think that was all January and February through Canada. So that was, I mean, and I was like, dude, why wouldn't you just take time off and chill, bro? But here we are in Canada in the coldest part of the year. So, yeah, man, it's always been tough. It will continue to be tough. But like I said, man, dude, if you keep doing this, you're going to be surprised at what happens. And like I said, I got people sending guitars. I got people that sent modeling devices. I've got a little practice amp, a couple practice amps, 3 practice amps that people sent. Want to take this channel to the point where I start getting line 6, or I start getting, maybe some of these other companies. Here's another thing I want to talk about before I get out of here. I did a whole interview about James Tyler guitars, right? I did the interview with the CEO, Rich Renkin, right? Man, those are amazing instruments, but man, they're on up there, right? Deservedly so. And the whole time I wanted to ask him, hey, have you ever considered putting out, an import line and getting the price down, and all this? And dude, Friday evening, they put out the video. They've got the new JTG import line, but it's got James Tyler, but JTG, man, super high level craftsmanship, top of the line, best import guitar you'll ever see. Yes, Chris, did you see those? And dude, they've got badass finishes. The black sparkle. Now, I don't think these things are going to be, inexpensive, but they are going to be awesome. And man, they've got the preamp in the pickup thing, so you can get different tones out of it. And man, these things look killer. So use Tube Buddy. What is Tube Buddy, Bo Dragon? What would that do to help my channel? Can you tell me? Hey, Chris, I'm hoping that they maybe think of me when it comes, and he did. I sent Rich a text message, and I just said, dude, the JTG guitars look friggin' awesome. And he's like, oh, thanks, man. And I said, where can I get one? He says, check back with me in a couple of weeks. So here they are. We've got our, hold on. Hey. Hello. Y'all want to say hi?
Yeah.
All right, we're probably getting ready to wrap up the show.
Oh, she's stealing.
Man on this.
Stand there.
Yeah. So here's Mia. Come on over
Hi.
here. There's the wife. There's
Hi.
Ace. You see, he's chomping at the bit because we're trying to contain him.
Uh-oh, and you dropped your cough drop. Tell them what Mia does every time she comes in here.
She dances.
No, what does she look for?
What?
You can't put that in your mouth. They'll get
Here,
you
take this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, give me the dirty one.
Yeah, tell everybody where you
What
went.
is?
We went to a barbecue place.
Yeah, we went to a barbecue place today. We went to Four Rivers Barbecue, and look, it was good, right? You guys liked it? She loved it.
Hi.
There's Lisa. There's
Yeah.
Ace. You give me a kiss, Ace?
No, but he smells like cologne. Did you rub cologne on him?
No, I put lotion on my hands, that lotion that smells, and then he was licking it off.
Oh, no. It smells on his head.
Yeah, because I was, rubbing him to try to contain him.
Oh.
So that's it, man. I think we're going to wrap it up. Hey, Mia, you want to say bye to everybody? Come here. Come on, no, you got to be on camera. They can't see you. You little...
You gonna sing them one of your Mia songs?
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, do, do.
One more time.
Do, fa, ki, go, go, yo, go, ki.
I think she's watching.
I was trying to give her a music lesson today, and so I was having her just sing la's. So can you do it in la's?
La, 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 la,
Is that even close?
Yes, it was close, right?
I don't know. I don't have the musical talent.
Thank you, Slow. Yeah.
Hi. Nice to see
So
everyone.
I was giving them all the lowdown of the channel and the breakdown of, and we're in January and next month is February because Alicia was in there. Alicia, are you still there? Let's see if she's in there.
Maybe not.
She was, and she said, Scat always used to call it January and February. Hey, Bo, that ain't right. Now, come on, man, I'm a little too old for that, man. This show horse is too old for that. Man, I can't pull that off anymore, man.
No, I mean, maybe Ace could.
We'll put Ace's feet. There's Alicia, see?
Oh, hey.
Man,
Hi, Alicia.
he does, Nikos. He is a sleep under the blanket dog.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Chihuahuas like to do. We will stay warm. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful evening.
Yeah, say bye to everyone.
Say bye.
Cuties, aces.
Cutie
Yeah.
Aces.
I think she's delirious.
She's tired. Right on, Nikos. All right.
Yeah.
All right,
Bye,
you
Mia.
guys. All right, hey, Mia. Put your feet down.
Be careful.
Okay, see you guys. Thank you, Harry. Thank you. Peace out, dudes. Dude. How do I turn this thing off, bro? Dude.